Hello, TikTok. I know you've been hearing a lot in the news lately about a large, major school district in the United States that is their plan for the school year, for this current school year, 2023-2024, is to shut down libraries, not have libraries in their school for children, and not have librarians. And you can best believe what neighborhoods that they think this is all right to do. They think this is all right to do in these particular neighborhoods. Children of color, and particularly African American, Black American children, they think that's okay to shut down the libraries, get rid of all the librarians, and turn those libraries into detention centers for children, establishing an expectation that children are going to be misbehaved. And even if they are not the model behaved children that we would all like them to be, that doesn't mean they don't deserve libraries, books, librarians. I'm going to share something with you about my growing up as a child and tie it to today's, what's going on in today, as I've explained, as I've illustrated to you about one of the largest school districts in the United States, what they're anticipating and planning and thinking it's okay to do. Take books, take libraries, take librarians away from children in particularly Black and brown communities, but especially Black communities, poor communities. They think this is okay. And we wonder why our children aren't readers. Here I am at age 75, born in the apartheid South. I was born in the segregated South. During my impressionable young years, I grew up in my grandmother's shotgun house. One of my videos I have posted of me reading a book, one of my children's books, entitled Meet You in the Soup. That's about my growing up years as a little child in my grandmother's shotgun house. During my impressionable young years, I grew up in my grandmother's shotgun house. She brought me cast-off books from her very wealthy employer. My grandmother, Mama, that's what I call my grandmother. My grandmother had a 6th grade education. She was a domestic worker. She cleaned other ladies' houses. Yet, she was intelligent enough to know exposing a child to lots of books, exposing a child to lots of books to read makes a good reader and a good writer. Reading is a skill like learning to play the piano, learning to play a sport. You only do it well when given the opportunity to practice lots of times. Books are the tool of practice for readers. Reading well takes lots of practice and exposure to lots of books. Books is the tool to practice upon. Getting rid of libraries filled with books, as well as librarians who cultivate well-developed great libraries with lots of books for children to do wide reading in various genres. Fiction books, non-fiction books, fairy tales, books on science, books on mathematics, books about history. And this large school district that I'm referencing, that's what they're going to do. They're going to get rid of libraries filled with books as well as librarians. These librarians develop great libraries for children to read lots of books in various genres to instill the love of reading. Instead of focusing on discipline, that's what they're going to do. They're going to get rid of books and focus on discipline centers. When kids read, they become engrossed in reading, and they don't need that need to misbehave goes by the wayside because they become so interested in what they're reading. They become engrossed in reading whatever they like to read based upon their interests. Building discipline centers in lieu of libraries for students, that's very poor, low expectations for poor children of color, particularly African American and Black American children. That's a low expectation of students in the schools, in that once the schools fail them by having these low expectations and not having books that they want to read, not providing those books. It's kind of like they're saying, books aren't for these children, but not these children over here in some other neighborhoods. Books and libraries and librarians, yeah, that's good for them, but not for these kids. That's what it's saying. It sounds like to me. It not only sounds like to me, their actions are telling you that. Building discipline centers in lieu of libraries sounds like the precursor to building more jails because of low expectations of students in the schools. And once the schools fail them, the jails are there to incarcerate them. Getting rid of the libraries and librarians to create discipline centers is not a partnership with education. It is a partnership with incarceration. That is my opinion. And that, my dears, even though it's my opinion, it's going to be a fact borne out if this travesty is allowed to continue, where children are denied libraries, books, and librarians to build that love of reading. Thank you.